YouTube vinyl community, people who like to watch me show off the records that I've recently picked up, random people on the internet. My name is Giggens, and we're here today to talk about exactly that, recent pickups of mine that I've gotten over the past month. This has been kind of a fun thing to do. I did one last month in March of 2019. We are now at the end of April that I'm filming this right now. It'll go up in early May here. So I just wanted to show off a lot that I've gotten over this past month, and I wasn't expecting to do much with buying records, and it just kind of happens that way. Not a lot of money was spent. I mean, a lot of times I was at antique stores or, again, digging around somewhere, and I had a birthday, so that was pretty darn cool too. So I wanted to show off a handful of the things that I got here and just kind of talk about them and what I thought makes them kind of cool. So to start off, the first one here, this is Loretta Lynn's Coal Miner's Daughter. Again, I do that Vinyl Me Please thing, and this was the April album of the month here. This was my first time hearing an entire album from Loretta Lynn. I've heard random songs here and there, and I really enjoyed it. I wasn't sure how to feel going into it. I'm not a huge country fan, but this was really good. I thought her voice was great. I thought her storytelling was a lot of fun. The playing on it was solid, so definitely interested to hear some more of her stuff down the road here, but that was very cool. It's done very well. It's really nice. I think this is a blue one. Yeah, marbled blue vinyl, which was pretty cool. So that was nice. Unexpected that. This one was interesting too. This is Charlie Chaplin's A Countess in Hong Kong. He did the music a lot for his movies, and this is an original from 1967 that was sealed. It was still in the original wrapper. It's been there for over 50 years now. And I was like, you know what? Let's just open it. I'm going to own this. It's going to be mine. Let's just play it and use it and see what happens. So it was amazing to be the first person to ever open this. Absolutely mind-blowing to be the first person that, since this was put in its wrapper in 1967, I was the first one to touch it. It's very strange. But yeah, this was pretty cool. The only thing that was weird about it was there's a punch hole down here, so it may have been a promo or it may have been in the cutout bin. But when it was sealed, though, you could see the original inner sleeve on the inside. Like, it's like someone had punched it and then sealed it and then put the record in a different way. Very confusing, but interesting music. I actually have not seen this movie from Charlie Chaplin. This is one of his last ones. I've seen a good chunk of his movies. When I was in high school and earlier than that, I was really big into his movies, and a lot of those other people like Laurel and Hardy and Buster Keaton and the Marx Brothers, and I still watch a lot of that stuff, but not as much as I used to. But this was kind of cool to pick up. This was awesome. This was a birthday gift from a friend of mine, and I just did a review for this, so you'll be seeing that pretty soon. But this is an original mono copy of Summer Days, Summer Nights. Believe it or not, I did not own this on vinyl in any shape or form. I take that back. I have the abbreviated, messed up, chopped up version of it on vinyl, which you can kind of see a bit of it of right there. That's the California Girls album of the early, 73, 74, that one came out. Then they came out with it again as California Girls, again, with this cover instead, with songs missing from it. So this was an absolutely amazing, amazing thing to get. So very, very happy to get this. So thank you to my friend. Very cool. Love having that one. This was another birthday present. This came from my brother. This is Elton John's November 17th, 1970, one of his early, I think his first live album, but a very, very early recording that he did for A&R Recording Studios in New York, which is just a three-piece. It's a trio. Nigel Olsson on drums, Dee Murray on bass, and Elton on piano. Absolutely amazing recording. I never heard the whole thing before, so to hear this was very, very cool. I think I'll do a review on it pretty soon, too. I haven't done too much Elton John, or any, I think. I think I've done... Did I do anything? I don't think I have. So that'll be fun to kind of dig into this a little bit. Really, really awesome version. This is a 2016 reissue on Mercury Records. Pressed in Germany, as it says on the bottom there, but very cool. So thanks to my brother for that one. This was interesting. This one I haven't played the whole thing of yet, but I really like finding the living stereo records because they do sound phenomenal. When they were discovering what stereo can do, they went pretty far out with some of this stuff. So this was really, really cool to hear a few of the cuts on this thing. I haven't played the whole thing yet, but it's I guess it's a band called the Three Sons. I'm not super familiar with that name, and I've seen it once in a while, but it's called Twilight Memories. So yeah, interested to dig more into this thing. But those living stereo things, man, worth the pickup. This one I can't remember if I showed or not, but this is made in the USA. I did a review for this one recently. This is the RCA Records Club edition. So it's not a gatefold, it's just 2 records in one sleeve. But this was awesome to find too. I found this in an antique store recently, the start of the month. So very cool to finally have this on vinyl after owning the CD and tape for so long. I'm still looking for an original gatefold copy of the normal issue of it, but until then, this is still a good find. Montreal's Satanic Panic in the Attic. I got to see them for the 16th or 17th time a couple weeks ago. They're one of my favorite bands. They put on an amazing live show. They're super fun. Really good. And they've had so many different eras of their music. So they've gone everywhere from Beatles-ish stuff to Bowie to Prince to avant-garde to classical to freak out to Parliament Funkadelic, all kinds of stuff all over the place. Country at one point. So they have been up and down, which is pretty cool. But yeah, they played a couple of obscure songs. I'd call them obscure these days. They played 3 from this album because it's the 15th anniversary edition, or 15th anniversary of the album being out. But this is a limited edition picture disc. This is number 292 of the Satanic Panic in the Attic. So easily one of their best albums, probably one of my favorites, one of the top 3, hands down by them. So very highly recommend this album. So check that one out. I've got the original anyway, but I thought that was cool to pick up on picture disc. John and Yoko's Wedding album. There's also a review coming out for this one soon too. This is just the record. The box I do not have. But very, very cool to pick up this thing. Very interesting album, and yes, I did actually make a review on this thing, so it's going to be very interesting to hear your thoughts. If you've never heard it before, take a listen. It's kind of an interesting document into them at that time. Then we got The Ghost of a Saber-Toothed Tiger, Sean Lennon and Charlotte Kemp Mull. I love Sean Lennon's work, and this project in particular is fantastic. The Ghost of a Saber-Toothed Tiger. This is their album from 2014, I think it came out, which they haven't put out anything since. I'm hoping they're not done. I really hope they come back and do more music, because this album is absolutely fantastic. This is called Midnight Sun. And we found this at the same antique store we found the Beach Boys Made in the USA album, and we saw this in a cabinet, and we're like, there's writing on it. It's signed by Sean and Charlotte. So there's Sean's, it says, to Carrie, love Sean Ono Lennon. And then down here, kind of hard to read, but there's Charlotte's signature down there too. So for me, this is a big deal because I absolutely love this album, and I've never owned it on vinyl, so to be able to find it on vinyl was cool. And then to see that he signed it is even cooler. So I'm not sure who Carrie was or why she wanted to give up her record, but it's in good hands now. So I got a few more things to show. I got some 45s. This was cool. The Buckinghams, Mercy, 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 with a picture sleeve, and You Are Gone on the B-side. So the Buckinghams are one of the best 60s groups of all time, I would say. And this version of Mercy, Mercy, Mercy is fantastic. I absolutely love this song. This is on the old Columbia label, so you've all seen what that looks like. But very cool. Picture sleeves are not super hard to come by where I live, so when I find them, this was I think like $3 or $4. I picked it up because it was super cheap. This one was cool. This is a promo copy of Here Comes My Girl by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Excuse me. And the back is Louisiana Rain. But my favorite Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers song, so it was very cool to find a promo copy of it. In absolutely excellent condition, so very cool. And this thing was weird. This is a 78 RPM record that came out of a storybook for, I guess it may have been called Mickey's Race, or Touchdown Mickey. So it may have been about, it's Mickey Mouse, so this side's Touchdown Mickey, and this side is Dance of the Leopard Boys, which is like a newsreel kind of thing. I can't play the whole thing because the turntable I was using it on for 78 stops like halfway through. It won't go any further than that. It's absolutely destroyed. It's beat to hell, but I picked it up because it sounded weird, so grab that. I got some tapes. So I picked up a copy of Flaming Pie by Paul McCartney. Easily one of my favorite Paul solo albums. And I grabbed it on tape because I've never had it on tape. My family or my brother had the CD growing up as a kid. When right when it first came out, we bought it when it came out. And it's always been one of my favorite Paul albums, but I don't own it on any other format beyond that. So to have it on actual physical media was cool. So I got the tape recently from Tapehead City, as I'm wearing their shirt here. You can see Tapehead City. So plug for those guys. Flaming Pie, Paul McCartney. And then I also got, this was so cool, Temptations Anthology. This is an album that came out in 2000. Wow, I am off my years today. 1973. So this came out right after Eddie and Paul left the band and Damon Harris and Richard Street joined. So they're on the cover here. But this is easily one of the best, greatest hits albums of the Temptations you could ever want. Because it starts right at the beginning. It goes right to 1973. And they did some great stuff after that as well. But this covers like the golden era, you could say, of mostly what people know of their songs, and a couple of random deep album cuts on here as well. So yeah, very, very cool, and it plays fantastic from being from 1973. It sounds great. But here's the back, what they look like there, just the songs and the sides. I love the Temptations. They're one of my favorite bands, so that was very cool to find that. Also on Tapehead City. And the last thing I want to show is another copy of Summer in Paradise, because why not? You don't see this thing too often. It does not pop up. So it's one of those things when you see it, grab it, because it's not going to be around next time. So this again, Tapehead City. So thank you guys so much for that. And yeah, Beach Boys, Summer in Paradise, greatest album ever made. And with that, I think that's my entire update. I don't think of anything else to show. Nope, can't think of anything else. So that's it. My name is Giggens. This has been an update of records, 45s, cassettes that I've picked up recently. Let me know what you guys think. What have you guys been picking up? What are you looking forward to? And what do you think of some of this stuff? What was your favorite in the lot? Thank you so much for watching. My name is Giggens, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.